could play that for without getting in trouble. But I'll stop it there. So this is the first episode, I guess the pilot episode of this podcast. Not sure what it's going to be called, but from the music you heard, it's going to be about The Office because the main the idea of this podcast is that I watch The Office way too much. For a show that ended a while ago, it is the main reason I still have a Netflix account, other than all the other people that use my Netflix sign on. I watch The Office on reruns and back on doing stuff, having it on the background, watching it actively, way too much. And actually, I went to Netflix before I started this to look, and today is May 14th, 2018. This year alone, you could go to your history in Netflix and see everything you've watched. This year alone, I've watched 177 episodes of The Office. It just shows the history of what you watch. It doesn't show, like, if you watch the whole thing. It just shows, like, the date and what you watched. I wish they would show, like, how far you got into it, especially like a movie. Like, oh, you watched the movie for 20 minutes and then you fell asleep at, 2 in the morning. With The Office, 177 times. Different episodes. Some episodes repeated. Like, sometimes I'll just, like, get reminded about something and be like, oh, I want to, start a season 2 and watch the Dundies. Or I want to watch the episode where they went to the party at, what was his name? David Wallace's house. So I'll just start it randomly, or something will make me laugh at work. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of the episode of Office, so I have to come home and watch that episode now. Or I'll just be like, you know what? I don't know what else to watch. And Netflix gets me, so they just almost every like subject and genre, they put The Office in. When I search, I don't know if maybe it's just me and I see the same thing too much. It'll say like new releases, The Office. I'm like, come on. It'll say like documentaries, The Office. I'm like, it's not a real documentary. But Netflix gets me. They know what I want. Anything they knew, they put on there. Like, I remember I just bought a 4K TV earlier this year. So I was like, oh, I got to watch Planet Earth 2 because it's in 4K. It's beautiful. I typed in the search bar PLA, and they were filling in auto response. The Office showed up as one of them. I was like, come on now. I will watch The Office later on today, but I do want to watch Planet Earth right now. But yeah, so, I mean, getting back to the main point of this podcast, it's not just talking about The Office. Because I can do that easily, but it's me trying to not watch The Office, if that makes sense. Like, I've watched The Office so many times, I want to force myself. Because The Office, for me, is like a safety blanket. It's a warm comforter to come back to and just snuggle up in. And I love that, and you always should have that as far as entertainment goes. But I want to, because there's so much stuff online. Like, I have Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. So there's stuff out there. I want to make myself not watch The Office and, watch something new, get into a new show. And that's going to be the main point of this podcast. I don't know how long it'll last because anything I talk about, anything I start watching is just going to divulge right back into The Office. Hopefully. And going through the history, it's funny looking at what I actually, like all the show, like I just did this year. If I went back to the whole history, it would be insane of how many times I watched The Office. Let's see. Let's go back into the history. Bear with me if I can find it again. So if you go into on the, I don't know if you could do it on the app, but like I'm on my laptop and you just go to the Netflix website and go to your account. You go to viewing activity. Let's see. Yeah, and it shows the date and everything you watch. You could like report a problem or delete it. It's funny looking back. I just did this year of like all the things I've tried to watch to not watch The Office. Like subconsciously, it's already been in my head. Like try something new. There's all these good shows out there. These old shows that are ended, just like The Office. Like I never watched The Office when it was on NBC. I only watched it on Netflix. So beginning this year, I started off watching Stranger Things. It says 1/1/18, and I still haven't finished Stranger Things season 2 because I know it's going to take a while for season 3 to come out. So I kind of wanted to like not finish it and like leave some episodes for me to like just randomly watch because I hate waiting so long for a new season to start. It sucks with any show. Make sure yeah. So going back, so Stranger Things is what I started out with. It's also weird because all the other people that watch stuff on my account, like The Crown, I would never watch a show called The Crown. It just seems pretentious. The Toys That Made Us. That's a really good series. There's only a couple episodes on Netflix. I love docuseries like that, especially about toys. I think the new season is coming out soon, later this month in May. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, that came on Netflix, so I watched all those. That's a good series. It's a short one. I mean, the episode's only like 15 minutes long, so that's a good one to run through. I went back to The Office. I watched Nacho Libre. This is still in January. It's only like a couple days. Office. I guess I was doing like a run because it's in order. Oh, I'm speaking of The Office, but this is why this year The Office ended. Let's see.
And I just don't think corporate's going to go for this right now.
Are you wearing lady clothes?
What?
Are you wearing lady clothes? Those look like lady pants.
No. This is a power suit.
That there's a woman's suit.
I do not buy women's clothes.
All right, I'm back. So The Office, according to Wikipedia, The Office ended May 16th, 2013. It's coming up the anniversary. It's 2018 now. So this year, 2018, I finally decided to watch the last season of The Office. For some reason, like I love The Office with all my heart. In my subconscious, I guess, I never wanted to end. Like I love just the last season 8. I think and season 9 was the last one. That I'll just restart it. I never wanted to watch the last season because I never wanted to see the finale. Because in my head, like in my primitive, unmatured subconscious, I never wanted to end because you could just restart it. So watching the end of it kind of is depressing. But I finally told myself, I was like, watch the last season. So I finally did, and it was a really good. I mean, a lot of different characters were gone. Michael Scott was gone, and a couple other people were gone. And they added new characters, which is always the end of the show. But that was the last season, so I didn't mind it that much. And it actually, worked for the show. The finale was really good. It was a good closing to the show. Most of the characters got good stories. And it was a good closing. Yeah, I just wanted to watch. I finally watched that last season. And, luckily, it hasn't ended because I rewatched. I started a new run of it later on, and I watched it, 177 times this year. So it hasn't ended in my subconscious. Yeah, what was I talking about? Going back to what I was watching. Portlandia. So after I was done watching that last season off, I was like, I need to get more shows. I need to finish watching more shows. And this year, Portlandia is actually ending. So that was another show when I was like, oh, let me catch up on it. Let me run through it. That show I love, but I don't love it the same way as The Office. I'm just going through my Netflix history. That's what I was doing. The IT Crowd. Another great show I love. Portlandia. I watch Ace Ventura. Living in Miami Beach now. When anybody asks me how Miami, I work in Miami Beach, how Miami Beach is, just watch Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. It looks exactly like that still. I think some of those same pink buildings you see, pink and green buildings, they're still there. I saw another show I tried to get into anime, and the first one I tried to watch on Netflix was Attack on Titan. It's a good show. It's a good premise, but it's just so serious. It's like that super serious anime where characters are always yelling. and just always just so. I mean, it's an intense show. It's a very violent show. I'm fine with that. It's just I can't get through that too serious anime. It's only made it like 2 episodes. And the episode's like an hour long, I think. So it's pretty rough. One Punch Man, I watched a couple episodes of that. That's a much more lighthearted anime. I like the concept. I have to go back to that. One Punch Man was good, but me with subtitles is I need to like I've gotten so like tuned to having Netflix on in the background and doing other stuff that like with anime you have to pay attention because you have to read the subtitles. I'm gonna watch What Happened Miss Simone. It was a really good documentary. The Dave Chappelle stand-up was really good. Hannibal Buress, I never finished that one. Ugly Delicious. That's a docuseries on Netflix. I watched like 10 minutes of it and got hungry, then got distracted. Another show I got into, The White Rabbit Project. So Mythbusters is another show I absolutely love. It's been going on. It restarted now with a newer host, but that show has been on forever, and I love it. And on Hulu, they only have a couple seasons, like towards the end of the previous run. And so I think New Year's, they on Science Channel, they like just had a marathon of every single episode, and I love watching that so much. On Netflix, they have a show called The White Rabbit Project. So like the Bill team they used to be called, I think it's Tori, Carrie, and Grant. That's their own series, and it was really good. I watched that. It was only one season, but that was really good. I like the concept of that. I got into that one. I finally finished watching Luke Cage because season 2 is coming out soon. More Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Back to the Office. Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is a show that most people, when they think of The Office and think of other shows, Parks and Rec gets compared to a lot. I like Parks and Rec. It's okay. I just cannot make it through Parks and Rec. I love the characters, but I don't have an affinity with it. And most of the time when I'm watching it, I'm like, I could just be watching The Office. And I just go back to watching The Office. I'll finish it. It's not my white whale, but it's something like on my embarrassment list of shows I haven't finished watching. The Magic School Bus. Somebody's watching The Magic School Bus. And Boss Baby on my account. Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's a good series. I like Bill Nye. Back to The Office, and I'm up to date. I watched the B movie yesterday. So I think that's going to be the cusp of this show. I mean, that is going to be. I'm going to try to push myself to watch other things, and inevitably, I'm just going to end up like 6 degrees of Michael Scott. Just end up talking about The Office again. But this is the first start. It's my pilot. This is me. Did I say my name was Kirk in the beginning? I don't know. I can't remember. Once I started talking about The Office, I kind of ran with that. But, yeah, this is going to be the show. I'll probably do it weekly. It won't be too long. I love talking out loud with myself, so I'll see how long I could go. But this is the first episode. Thank you, guys. Whoever in the universe listens to this, maybe probably will just be me. But we'll see how it goes. So it's May the 14th. Actually, it's Mother's Day. So all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. And I will hopefully talk to you. You'll hear me. Something like that. Next episode, proper, when I plan it out more in my head. So thanks for watching, guys. I mean, listening. Come on now.